What's up, everyone? It is Wednesday, 6:59 a.m. Headed back to Bristol, Indiana. Pick up my load to Texas to get me home for the weekend. If you're watching this video, you've probably done something the same thing I did, or you just out of curiosity, but I just want to explain what happened. First of all, don't panic. Depending on how much, should I say, I'll get to that. I just started in RV transport. Yesterday was my second load to deliver. Picked it up in Bristol, went to Port Jervis, New York, about 640 miles. Well, I was getting low on DEF. It was like almost at the red, so like crap, I need to find some DEF quick. So I pulled my maps up, the closest gas station, and I have my search settings on diesel fuel instead of gas because I use diesel. I don't care about,
there's a speed trap ahead.
I don't care about gas prices. So I pull into a BP, a British Petroleum, and the sign on the top said diesel was $2.96. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'll just fill up while I'm here. That's the cheapest I've seen it, because everywhere else is like $3.12, $3.25, $3.40, $3.50, even $3.80 up here in Ohio. So I pulled into the pump, and I have this big 37-foot RV on the back, so this gas station is not really meant for anything with a trailer, but I squeezed in. Pull up to the pump, green handle. You already know where I'm going with this. Swiped my card, put the nozzle in. It's a green handle, dirty as all hell, like diesel nozzles are. Didn't think anything different. Put it in, and you know when you squeeze the pump, it has that little latch that you can push to hold it. Well, as soon as I squeezed, I looked down and I was trying to do that latch, but I noticed it didn't have a latch, so I let go. And when I let go, I noticed it was gas. I smelt the gas, so I immediately freaked out. I'm like, holy shit, I just screwed myself, like big time. Second load, I'm gonna have to have someone come pick it up and finish the load for me and go have my truck towed to a shop and have my stuff drained. So it was like 80 something cents worth of gas is what went in. So I called my buddy immediately. He's a diesel head. Told him what happened, and he started laughing, of course. But evidently BP uses the green nozzles for their petro, black nozzles for their diesel. Why the F would BP do that? They are the only ones in this country that does that. And since I'm from Texas, we don't have BPs down there. I never knew the difference. So he's laughing at me, and he asked me how much. I told him it was like 81 cents worth. And he asked me how much I had in my tank before I did that. So half a tank. And he goes, okay, well, just don't panic. Just go ahead and top it off with diesel before you start it. I'm like, how the hell am I going to do that? Because the diesel pump is behind me. I can't start it without backing the truck up. I can't back the truck up without starting it to get to the diesel pump. So I said, fuck it. I started it really quick, put it in drive, got it back, turned it off immediately. So I topped it off. Now, that was about, I don't know, 1,200 miles ago. So what I was doing is stopping every chance that I could to top off. I kept topping the diesel off to dilute the gas, because gasoline in a diesel engine, how do I say it? It's a solvent. The gas is a solvent. So when you put it in with diesel, it's pretty much taking the lubricants out of the diesel, which diesel needs to run properly because of the fuel pump, your injectors, everything needs that lubricant. So if you put gas in diesel and it's dissolving those lubricants, and that's when you can get in some big trouble. Doing research, like up to $10,000 for a complete fuel system for these trucks. And this is a 2016. It's got 77,000 miles on it now. I had 72 when I got it. But that's what freaked me out, because I just ended my freaking transport career, just barely got started. But so far, like I said, that was yesterday afternoon. Well, yesterday morning, I should say. It's about 1,200 miles later. I am almost at a quarter tank now. I'm gonna finally let this tank completely go down as far as I can and then refill it. But I've been topping it off with diesel every chance that I can get, just to dilute it. So if you accidentally just squeeze it and then immediately let it go, you'll be fine. You put a couple of gallons in there, don't start it. What you have to do is, if you're at a spot where you can get to to drain the diesel out, I know it's right there in the gas station parking lot, but that, or get it towed to a shop and have them drain it out. But reading on the internet about diesel and stuff, depending on the size of your tank, I think the maximum, granted they're going to say no amount is acceptable, but what I've been reading is a 7.5% of your tank, if it's gas, you have a chance of saving it. Anything more than that, you're done. So if you have a half a tank, let's say you got what, 15 gallons in your tank, and you put $1 or so, you're fine. You put a couple of gallons, you're done. So just don't listen to YouTube stuff. They will scare the living shit out of you. Call a professional, a diesel mechanic or a diesel shop anywhere, and they will tell you what to do. But don't panic until you do that. So I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully it eases your mind a little bit if it accidentally happens. But like I said, it's 1,200 miles this thing. I haven't noticed a hiccup, nothing on my dashes came on, loss of power, no noises. I kept stopping every rest stop that I could get to and get out and listen to the engine, listen underneath it, see if I can hear anything different, but I haven't. So I think I got away with that one. But don't miss fuel.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Don't miss fuel. I know it's easy to get confused, especially with BP, but if it happens, and it happens in a scenario just like me, I wouldn't panic. Just pay attention to your vehicle. If you start noticing any noises that shouldn't be there, or it starts driving differently, yeah, definitely. But that's it. Yeah, leave some comments or anything below if this has ever happened to you, your experience. Let's spread the word for actual situations that's happened, instead of just listening to these professional YouTubers that just want to scare the shit out of you. So yeah, thanks for listening.